And good evening. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and welcome to Scotty Ray's Weather. I thought we'd come on early and discuss what's going to go on with the weather before everybody gets kind of settled and you get in the bed and you get not knowing what's going on. So we'll go over what we're expecting tonight. As I put in the title there, expect 2 rounds of weather tonight. You're going to have one of these overnight hours, and then another one will get a lull after daylight. It'll kind of calm down, and then another system will come through. And then as it moves out, it'll get a little bit worse as it gets to the east of us. It won't be as bad for our area as it will as it moves east. So we'll look at all of that. Good evening. How are you? Glad to have you watching this afternoon as we begin a Friday night together. Let's pull up radar as we begin this journey and just show you what is out there and what is on the way toward the Mississippi area. As we pull this up, as you look out due west here, I've been watching tornado warnings that have popped out near Conroe, Texas over the last hour. I know there's several storm chasers out there tonight that are going through these. As you zoom in on this, here's an area there that's a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't see at this point any tornado warnings right now. Due north of Beaumont, that's some pretty good weather there. Severe thunderstorm warnings, and they've got already popping up there shear winds at 58 miles an hour. Not a very dangerous storm, but all this stuff is building out to our west. As I said, I don't think tonight for the immediate Meridian area is going to be, we're going to have a lot of rain and a lot of wind and chance of some hail, possibly some straight line winds. I think the worst of the weather is going to lie to the due south of us, Hattiesburg, just past Clark County. As with Mother Nature now, you can never underestimate her. As soon as I say that it wouldn't happen, it could. So there is still the possibility that we could see a tornado here. Likelihood it'll be south of us if one were to form, but again, we have to cover all our bases and just to be sure, because there's always a possibility as we get into these nighttime hours. All right, let's look. They've updated, and we'll use my system first, and then we will look at what the National Weather Service tells us. This system is generally pretty close and accurate as to what is happening. As you'll notice, things have changed. At first, all of the 3 category, the Meridian area is at a 2, but before, all of the 3 category laid way out to the west of us. That has changed now. This is drifting from Tyler, Texas, right here, just due east of Dallas, all the way over. Look at this now, over to past north of Mobile into Alabama here, right around Brantley, Alabama. Now let's look at this of what I said, of what I was thinking. This is the 2 area. Winston County, in Kemper County and Macon, and these areas up here are in a 1. Stark, Vegas, y'all are also 1 area also. As it drifts down, as you come into Philadelphia, it starts changing. Let's turn on some locations where we can, these lines don't really mean much unless you know where it is. They're small and it's hard to tell. As we turn on our locations, let's start here. As we cut across, Carthage is going to be the line here. As we come across and look at Leake County there. Right there due north of where the Super Walmart is. It comes into Neshoba County, and it's going to be just south of the Neshoba County Fairgrounds is to where this line changes, and the weather could be a little bit worse there. It's going to be right there at Linwood Baptist Church. That's in southern Neshoba County. That's going to come across, and Kenny and all the gang up here sitting right here at Talbert Enterprises. It's right across through there. Cutting 490, comes across Highway 491 into Kemper County. Is going to be just south of the Damascus Fire Department, the volunteer fire department there. Be just below, this is the Samdale Monument. It'll be just into Kemper County, and then it comes across at Lauderdale at the Ralph Morgan Rodeo. As we move down, this is the line in southern Clark County. It's just a 2-county wide system that is at 2, and then it goes due west back toward Jackson. As we get here into Clark County, it's going to be just past Jay's Taxidermy. This is Carmichael right in here. This is Jay's Taxidermy, and just south of there, this is going to put it, here's DeSoto. As you come down 45, and we look at this first road that we come to where this changes over, this is going to be County Road 266 south to Shibuda. All of this area down here where the Dollar General is bumps up to a 3. As we look at here in Alabama, y'all are also in this Highway 84 area. Gilberttown, y'all are included in the 3 area, and Toxie also in the 3 area of more severe weather. And this is for tonight, what we're looking at. As we look at this, let's back out now where you can see good. This is going to drift back down from Shibuya all the way down here to just north of Gulfport. And we're looking at Hoovie, Mississippi, right along there in Polktown, if you live in those areas. Cutting back west over to Baton Rouge is what we're looking at for this area of tonight. Now, our timeline, we'll look at exactly what the National Weather Service, because this has changed so many times today, from 7 o'clock to 4 a.m. At this point, they've got the severe weather anywhere in this window of about a 6-hour period, from midnight till 6 a.m. It'll stop for a little while after that, and we're going to have another round of storms after daylight. That should end by 2 o'clock. Why is that important? There's a lot of things happening tomorrow that are outdoor events. I know West Lauderdale has their prom. I think there's several other proms in the area also. And then, of course, Kemper Academy is having their big concert tomorrow night on the football field. The Night Under the Stars, the Reeves Brothers, and all those will be out singing tomorrow night. So that will give them just enough time as that rain moves out and moves on toward the Alabama area due east to get everything ready. And the rain is out and sunshine, and it'll be clearing out. That's the plan. All right, let's look at this. Let's switch to Saturday morning at midnight of what's going to be changing here. Let's go here and change this outlook to day 2 and turn this off. Now, this is tomorrow. This is for Saturday here. We zoom back in here, and the east side of Mississippi will be a 2. Just west, this is going to pick up as we look here. This is Brandon. Just east of Brandon, as you come into Scott County, is where this will pick up, and this will be a 2 in tomorrow. Winston County, Macon, Starkville, y'all are included in this. As we move across that Bama state line, and this is why I say tomorrow is going to start here in the Jackson area, and then it comes across our area and makes it to Alabama. And as we've seen so many storms do this this year has been particularly weird how they build, and they get to going right through our area here in Lauderdale County. Once they make it over into the Alabama side, they get a little bit more ferocious, and that's what we're looking at for tomorrow during the daytime. Now, let me pull this back up, and we'll look at exactly where this is going to be. As we pull this map up, as we come right into Alabama, let's look at this. This is York, Alabama here, and let's turn on our locations here so you can know a little bit more about it. As you come up here, this is McElroy Trucking. When you get to come on through York is where the change kind of happens. This is Lake Louise, and you get to York is where the weather will start to build there. Livingston, you're going to be included in that. Epps, Alabama, y'all are in it. Demopolis, all this area. Butler, you are too. Gilberttown and also Toxie is right on the line of this. It'll come through, and by the time it gets over in this area here, it's going to be a lot more severe weather as it builds and moves on out to the east. So that's kind of what the National Weather Service, at least my system, is showing. And then we'll look at the National Weather Service here in a second. As we dig into what is forecasted, let me go over that. Now, tonight, we're going to have 100% chance of showers and thunderstorms, possibly thunderstorms after 10 p.m. The low will only reach 58. We're guaranteed to get about 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches of rain tonight. As we get into the early morning hours, we're going to change to a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, likely ending in our area here. If you're watching me here in the East Mississippi, West Alabama side, this will end by about 2 o'clock. We're going to hit 80, and then by the afternoon, by the time you get to 5, 6 o'clock, where proms and other things are going on, it's going to be becoming sunny. Can you believe that? From one drastic to the other. As we get into tomorrow night, cloudy sky, 52, so it's better there. And as we move into Sunday, we're going to be sunshine and 78 with the weather all out of here for that. Now, possibility of some stuff next week. We'll get into that when it comes about. But that's where we are. Now, let's switch and look at some detailed information that the National Weather Service has given us to go by for the weather that is going on tonight. All right, let's pull this up. This is the forecast map of the rough area here. As we look at back over west of Vicksburg, that's going to be from 7 p.m. tonight until 1 a.m. From Vicksburg to Scott County there, that's about 10 to 4 a.m. And then we've got midnight till 6 a.m. all in this area here, taking in Newton County, Lauderdale County, and a little bit of Scott County there up to Winston County, these areas south to Hattiesburg to the coast. And as you can see your colors here, as we looked at my bigger map of it, here's your one cutting across Philadelphia. Meridian has that strip there back toward Vicksburg as a 2, and then everybody from Shibuya down toward Laurel, Hattiesburg, toward the coast is going to be in that 3 area back over to Natchez, Mississippi. That's where we are on what's going on tonight. Now, I'm talking a lot, aren't I? A lot to discuss here. Thank y'all for joining. I hadn't said that. Thank y'all so much. And the big thing about all this is everybody being safe. And have you a little weather plan tonight? Have you a bag packed if you've got a storm shelter? Have your stuff in there, batteries and things. As always, you can lose power during these storms, and Lord knows that's bad. That's bad to be without the power. So as we look at this is what we're looking at, severe storms, this enhanced area down here, Shibuya area and south. Severe storms are likely, gust of 70 miles an hour, tornadoes possible. As we go to the Meridian area, damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and that's gust. Tornado is possible. We cannot rule that out. And as we get into the Kemper County area and on up toward Macon, taking in Louisville, these areas here, that's going to be a 1, not near as bad with 60-mile-an-hour gust. And gusts are always bad. You get a lot of rain, in which we are expecting that rain. It can get in these trees and snap them. Now, I brought this up this morning, and heed my warning on this because it's just not taking a chance on your life because somebody depends on you. No matter who you are, what you're doing right now, there's somebody in a household where it's your kids, your spouse, your mother. Somebody depends upon you to help them out. And they would be at a loss without you. If you live in a home that has a big tree that leans over it that for shade, and I get it, I had a home that had it for many, many years, but do not sleep in a bedroom to where a tree that hangs over that bedroom, if it were to snap and fall in, go to the living room, sleep on the couch. Go somewhere else because it can happen in the blink of an eye. Pine trees snap so easy, and then you've got oak trees that the roots really aren't all that deep, and you get a lot of water and that wind starts swaying things. It's going to get ugly really quick. So we want you to really pay attention to what's going on with that. Now, before we go back to what's going on the map there, I haven't glanced over at the map, and let's take a look here what people are commenting and any questions that are going on. Donna is watching. Miss Donna Roseman, thank you there. Reggie McKee is watching. Miss Davis, thank you. Angela Davis. As we go down through here, good evening to Joyce Poole. Thank you for watching. Kathy Bounds, thanks for updating. Hello from Porterville. That's Miss Debbie Stewart. Teresa Hill, how are you doing, girl? Sue Hemingway is watching tonight. Thank you. Linda Jane is joining in. Kay Johnson. Ruth K. Let's see here. Raymond Creel. Hey there. How you doing tonight? Hadn't seen you since Easter, have I? As we go here, Lisa Carney is watching from Quitman, Mississippi. Joy Seal is watching from Philadelphia. Thank you for all you do, and I appreciate that comment there. Miss Eloise Turner, thanks for letting us know the approximate time. Let's see here. Wayne Legron's watching. Hey, Wayne, how are you tonight? Sharon Johnson is watching also. Jackie Kidd, thanks for keeping us informed. Hadn't seen Jackie in a while in person. Thelma Fuller, how are you tonight from the big city of Russell? Y'all have got some, I always enjoy, I hunt out that way. Nice place there. Carol Stamper, where is your studio? I am in Center Hill areas where my studio is. You've got Bailey and then the old Center Hill School. I'm about roughly 2 miles from Center Hill, not too far from Pine Springs Road as the crow flies out here. Nice and quiet. Got some puppy dogs. This is the biggest noise that goes on out here in this area. Don't mind it a bit. Enjoy it out here. Let's see here. Thanks for keeping us informed. Miss Kathleen Lynn, thank you. Donna Huffmaster White is watching. Joe Collins, thank you. Brian Guess, Francis Neal, thank you. Lori Moore is up. Can we just skip summer, Lori says. No, we can't. And as you bring that up, you have 3 months of tornadic activity, which is April, May, and June. Now, April by far is the worst, followed by May and then June. And when we get to June, we have a whole nother threat of what will be coming in from the coast as we get ready for what goes on in the Gulf of Mexico. And we'll watch that and be on top of that for you as well this year. We have been more than blessed when it comes to the weather this year, this particular area. Everything has drifted, no matter how bad. When we got 5 out of 5s, it just kind of drifted off. Been some prayers going on is what that tells me. Let's see here. Bonnie Rowe, hello from DeKalb. Thanks for watching there. Dwayne Phelps is watching. Also, Miriam, I almost said that wrong, didn't I? Let's see here. Jan Gunn is watching from Enterprise. Thank you. What time does the second line come into the Meridian area again? This is going to be after daylight. We're going to have a lull. I would put that roughly, now this is a rough area, somewhere between 10 and 1:30. It should be out by 2 o'clock is what we're looking at for that second leg that is coming. So keep your fingers crossed. It is Mother Nature now. Again, that timeline can change a little bit, but as of right now, that's what. Jim Harrison is watching from Causeyville. Deanna is watching, is watching from Bailey. Thank you. Tammy Joe. Tammy Cooley says no other source that she watches for weather. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tammy, putting your trust in me. I do appreciate that. Joey Burt, how are you? Me and him went to high school together years ago. We're not going to tell how long ago that was, are we? Lynn Thrash up in Philadelphia watching. My mother-in-law, Miss Barbara Sue, says she wants Jesus to calm the storms, and always a good thing to put out there. Alan Nicholson is watching from Tumsuba. Also, Lisa Jones is watching from the Decatur area. Let's see, Brandy Young, the Yorkie pup. Okay, I know what you're talking about there. We were chasing, you're turning in, Miss Brandy Young. I hope y'all are doing good there. Let's see, Jerry Irvin, good evening from the Bonita Lakes area. Jerry, how are you doing there? I did say that wrong last time, didn't I? From the Bonita Lakes area. Britt Peavy, how you doing there, man? Also, Janice Manning is watching, and watching from Clark County is Ramona Northam. April Rogers is watching, and also Josh Fitzgerald, along with Jesse Barrett. And I do appreciate from the Tumsuba area, every time you can post a comment so we'll know what's going on in your area and what's happening. And as we get into these morning hours, always post what's going on in your area. It helps others know what's coming, where they are, and where it is. All right, let's go back to what the National Weather Service is telling us. As we pull this up just south of us, as we go past Shibuda, this is the area here for severe storms. This is that 3 area here from Wiggins, Waynesboro, Butler, Alabama. Y'all are in this, is what the National Weather Service tells us. As we go down and dip into Louisiana, a lot of folks have family and friends that travel back and forth to Louisiana, just as important to our area as well. This goes to Hammond, Louisiana, this 3 area over to Baton Rouge. Now, New Orleans is going to be in the 2 area like Meridian. That's for tonight. As we jump ahead, we look at the timeline of what is threatening Alabama. As we go across here, they're betting that 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., just before daylight, is the Demopolis area here. And that's going to be Button coming right out of Meridian. So as the National Weather Service out of Mobile puts this storm after midnight, somewhere probably that would put it in the Meridian area 1:30, 2 o'clock in there. Anything is open after midnight, but they're expecting it to be out of the Demopolis area by 5 a.m. So you can take an hour off of that for the Meridian area as it comes across. As we move forward, this is the severe thunderstorms that are possible during the daytime hours tomorrow. And again, they claim this to be Saturday afternoon. So we're hoping that to be all over by 2 o'clock is what we're hoping as we dig into the forecast of what's happening. That line goes from Columbus, Mississippi, all the way down through Hattiesburg there with that 2. As we look at this, Saturday afternoon, as we look at the Bama area there, they get a little bit worse area there. That jumps to a 3 in those areas there. After it moves out of Lauderdale County and it moves into Alabama, as I mentioned earlier to you, it's going to worsen as it goes across there. So we'll watch it. We won't leave you all out as it moves across Alabama. We'll watch that also as it goes. This is what you're expecting down in Louisiana, and I think we went over that just a second ago. That one might be old. Now let's look at flooding. There's going to be a lot of rain with this, and boy, it just makes the grass jump. And here's our outlook on rain. You get into central. This is going to cut right across about where Pachuta is and go directly across Clark County. I got tongue-tied, didn't I? Right across Clark County, and that's going to be a 3. And with that is a significant threat. And as you look at our definitions of significant threat, as you go into Wayne County, out of Clark into Laurel, Jones, and these areas over to Brookhaven, 4 to 6 inches is possible with these thunderstorms that are coming down. And that's through Saturday morning there is what they're predicting. The Meridian area, we're at the elevated area, and that takes in the northern portion of Clark County, Jasper County, all of Newton, and portions of Kemper. This is going to get probably about 5 to 6 miles into Kemper County there, cutting somewhere about where 2 Mile Bottom is. Won't quite make it up to Portable, but right along in there. And the rest of the area would be under limited threat of 1 to 2 inches of rain is what they're expecting. So again, a lot of rain in this forecast as we head into these overnight hours. Let's see what else I've got showing here. That's a pretty good summary of where we are before all of this comes. And as I mentioned earlier, as always, the power of prayer is always the most powerful weapon there is. They've got all these radars and all this stuff that predicts storms, but something bigger than all of that, and we all know that, is God. He can help us out. I always say our prayers as we watch these storms. It truly, truly does help us. Now, let's take one last look at radar before we break. And again, you're going to see me before the night is out. I may not be as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as I am at the moment, because that'll change as we get into midnight, and I'll be hovering over the coffee for relief. Let's look at this radar. It's what we got. This is what's happening out to our west as we pull this up. And again, the entire area here, we are already, let me turn this button on. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. This entire area is under a flash flood watch down to Hattiesburg at this point. That's Lauderdale, Clark, Jasper, Newton, as we get into Scott County and these areas here with Smith County. Back into Jackson, we come across here. These storms are building north of Beaumont as we look at this. We zoom in on this little town. I don't know why that ain't working right. Sometimes I don't hold my mouth right, I guess. As we look at these towns, that's in Louisiana there. And we come across here. Yeah, that just is not wanting to cooperate. Yeah, Eclipse, Texas is the name of that town of where those storms are right now. We go up here. This is going to be Alexandria Highway, right around in there. Louisiana, North Fort Polk, Louisiana is where these storms are right now. A lot of rain coming down with that as you zoom in with this. Look at these sheer winds that they've got mixed in with these storms. 68 miles an hour. You go across here, it's a bunch of that. 58 miles an hour. So this is what's back building, making its way toward the Mississippi line. This is Alexandria. Look at this as you get just northeast of Alexandria, Louisiana tonight. There's a lot of it right there. That is, let me see here if I can do this. That is going to be Lismore, Louisiana is where that is. So a bunch of rain coming down there. And if you look at that, that is a serious storm. When you have and be on the lookout for this as this makes our way, is when you get into these different shades, this is purple. This is a lot of rain. But right in the center of that, as you'll see there, that's black. That is the worst of what you'll pick up on radar when it comes to thunderstorms and what's going on with it. But several storms popping up there and going on tonight. So we'll watch this again. That's the radar. It's just now getting near Vicksburg. It hadn't quite made it there. Here's Vicksburg here. This is still back across that Louisiana line. Here's Monroe, Louisiana right here. This is I-20. Hadn't quite made it in there. It's getting closer, but Delhi, the rain is moving in on them. So that's where we are on the weather. We'll be back as the evening progresses to keep you up to date with the very latest there. Appreciate Gary Watkins watching there from East Philadelphia. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. April Rogers. April Rogers. What did I do, girl? Got all tongue-tied there watching. Thank you. Sandy Cruz is watching. Also, let's see here. Pam Ellewine Keller. She's putting out a prayer for everybody. Appreciate that. Again, thank you for dropping by and spending. A big thank you to all the sponsors that you see as they rotate to above my head there. Thank them when you go to do business in the Meridian area. All the way down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast when you spend local dollars with these folks. They keep everything floating here. They go to church with you and a lot of other things, do business with you. So support when you can. I do appreciate that. We'll be back again, as I said, to keep you up to date, and we'll do street-by-street coverage. We won't leave you alone. We'll make sure that you know what is happening near you and all around you. All that's on the way here as we go into a night of severe weather here at Scotty Ray's Weather. Thank you, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by